Hi, Year 5. Good morning, and how are you today? I hope you had a good night rest. Well, today we're studying math again, and it's still our last lesson, lesson 13. Today we're going to Unit 3, and that's the last lesson in Year 5. Congratulations. Well, we're going to be seeing our student book pages 231 to 233 and workbook pages 216 to 217. Today we're seeing translation. We've been looking at position and movement, and in the last two lessons, the first lesson we saw how to plot coordinates. I'm sure you remember that, and how to read coordinates as well. Then the second lesson we also saw reflection. Remember what reflection is? We have a line of reflection and the image reflects on the other side in the same pattern and the same way. No changes, no increase, no shifts in the position of the image. That's what we learned in our last lesson. So today, let's look at translation and what translation is. Okay, but before then, let's see this warm-up activity from translation, our last lesson. I have these shapes for you. Shape A, B, C, and D. Now look carefully at them. I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. And I want you to tell me which of the shapes are reflected in the line of reflection. We did this for 2 days. I think we did this for about 2 days. I sent you the video and we also did it in the class, in the Zoom class. So check the shapes and tell me which ones are reflected in the line of reflection. So I'll wait for your answer. 30 seconds. Make sure you try something. You just try it, okay? I'll give the answer so you see if you're correct or not. Just say the answer. If it's A and B, fine. If it's only A, if it's only C, if it's only D, good. But let's just test our abilities from the last class we had. So now we have 15 seconds more. Have you chosen the answer? Okay, I think the time is up. So what is your answer? Which of them is reflected in the line of reflection? Is it A? Only A? Okay. Is it B? Did you choose B? Okay. Is it A and B? Okay. What about C? Is it C? Is it only C, or maybe A and C, or B and C? And what about D? All right. Let's see the answers now and see if you're correct. The answer is shapes A and D. Why? Because shape A aligns the same way after the line of reflection. The black line is the line of reflection. And look at the way the shape aligns properly. And then look at shape B. Shape B has changed. Even though the line of reflection is bent, but then the shape has kind of increased or changed its form. Okay, and shape C has increased in size. The second reflection has increased in size, so we cannot say it is properly reflected. But look at D. D is just the same way that shape the first one is. So we can say shape A and D are properly reflected in the line of reflection. Now, our lesson objective for today, we must be able to understand translation. Remember, I said that we're looking at translation. And we'll understand how translation works. We'll see that translation is just a movement along a straight line. A shape or an image moves along a straight line. Then we must be able to identify where the polygon will be translated. That after translation, where would the shape or the image move to? Then also we must be able to give instructions for translating shapes. That means you should be able to say, make an image or a shape and say, translate this image to one step down, or one box down, or one square down. You understand as we go in the lesson. You should be able to say, translate this shape 4 places to the right. Translate this shape 1 place down or one place up. Now let's go ahead. What is translation? The image moves from one place to the other place along the straight line or along a straight line. So we'll have an example now. I have a grid and I have a triangle in the grid. Now this triangle has coordinates. Remember we did coordinates? Coordinates 1, 3, 5, 3, and 3, 7. I know you know what I mean by that. Now, the shape is going to move, and then we're going to see where the shape has moved to. Now, let's see how the shape moves. This is the new shape now. The shape has moved to the right, right? Good. Now the shape moved to the right, but how do we now define it? How are we going to say that the shape has moved? The coordinates have changed to 5, 3. I think we have 9 there. That should be 9 in that second box, the one after 8. 9, 3, and 7, 7. It has moved now. The coordinates have changed. But now, how do we give the instruction that this shape has changed? We're going to say that, okay, now I'll show you how it has moved. Let's start from the first point, point 1, 3. Point 1, 3 moved from 1, 3 to 5, 3. Do you see that arrow showing where it moved to? The second point moved from 5, 3 to 9, 3. It moved from 5, 3 to 9, 3. What about the third one? It moved from 3, 3, 7. That's 3, 7 to 7, 7, right? Okay, now let us count by how many boxes the shape has moved. You have to count from each point, from point 1. From point 1, how many boxes do we have in between? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes to the right from point 1. From point 2, that's point 5, 3. The shape moved how many boxes in between? 1, 2, 3, 4 also. It moved 4 boxes also to the right. What about the top, the peak of the shape? It also moved from 3, 7 to 7, 7. So let's count the boxes in between. That we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it means that the whole shape has moved on a straight line by 4 boxes to the right. So we can say this shape has moved by 4 boxes to the right, or we can equally say the triangle has moved from 4 places to the right. Okay, it has moved from 4 places to the right. You count the points, each point independently. I mean, you count each point 1 point for 1 point. Okay, you don't look at the whole shape together or look at the middle in between the two shapes and then you now count and say it has moved by 4 or 5. You might not get it correctly. Okay, let's see another one so you understand better. Dear students, please, the lesson is not over yet. Kindly click on the second link to view the second part of the lesson. See you soon.